Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking all about my top picks for the Sephora sale. All tiers have access to the sale now, and I feel like this is one of the first years where I've actually really switched up my recommendations because I have like a ton of new stuff that I haven't recommended in years past. My little guy is right here with his top picks too. He's got a few for the sale. He likes anything shiny. Anything with shiny mirror finish, that's what he's gonna say is his favorite. I want to start off with two really great primers. This first one is from Refi. This is the Glow and Sculpt primer. It has a really cool, unique application method. You kind of have that little roller applicator and then apply it like this. I know it's not that groundbreaking, but I do really like this primer. It leaves my skin looking like glass. Now there's no luminous pearl to this product or no type of shimmer, and that's what I kind of like about it because it doesn't emphasize texture at all without looking greasy or feel oily. So it doesn't really feel like anything on your skin, but I have a really dull dry skin type obviously, but when I use this, I just feel like my makeup looks so much better. It glides over my skin so much easier. It just kind of makes things go on a lot nicer, and I've just been super impressed with this because I'm really picky about primers. Now the other one, I know you've heard me rave about this for a while now, but I've really been using it super consistently and I've repurchased it many a time. So it's the Yummy Skin Primer from Danessa Myricks. This one's in the shade Main Squeeze. This primer does have a pearl to it and it leaves the skin looking very juicy. So it's a very dewy feeling on the skin. It feels super moisturizing, but I really like that. I also feel like just because it has that slight tint to it, it gives my skin a little something, a little kiss of color. I feel like I can use matte foundations with this and it helps disguise the dryness on my skin without like making my skin so visibly crispy and cracky. And it just makes me like a lot of different formulations of foundation that I would be surprised about how they would typically perform on my skin. So I really like the transformative properties of this primer and how it just makes things that are a little bit more not so dry skin friendly magically become dry skin friendly. This is the illuminator that I have been obsessed with, cannot put it down since I've gotten it. It's the Liquid Super Loaded Drops from Westman Atelier. These ones are in the shade Pot de Peche or Pot de Peche, but it's this really soft golden honey type of illuminator. The way this illuminator is formulated, the tiny spit goes the longest way. I find these to be like pretty potent because they do illuminate the skin with that soft shimmer finish. However, they have more of this kind of like balm type of finish on the skin. So you can see I'm also getting that light bouncing back off of my skin. So it's kind of a 2-for-1 where you get kind of like, almost think of this as like a face oil type of glow. It just gives a dull complexion that kiss of glow. It's amazing underneath foundation, mixed in with foundation, or I also think it looks really pretty on its own with like a little bit of spot concealing if you're having a particularly good skin day and you just want to kind of like wear something nice and light. This isn't going to give you coverage. It's just going to illuminate the base in a really soft, natural way. And honestly, Westman Atelier, it's kind of changing my life. Like I've genuinely loved everything that I have purchased from Westman Atelier. Like it's so beautiful, such a great brand, and I feel like it's very similar to the style of makeup that I like to do for myself. So like the products just make that a lot easier. So Westman Atelier is definitely worth checking out. Two of the new base coverage products that came out this year. So first and foremost, I want to say I am so in love with the Glossier Stretch Foundation. So impressed with it. Like absolutely love it. I think for Glossier to have a foundation that is this versatile is kind of incredible for the brand, because I know a lot of times when you think Glossier, you think like, you know, the imagery of like the greasy faces and the no makeup, but the Glossier foundation is very stretchable. Obviously it's called the Stretch Foundation, but you can wear this super soft and sheer to kind of like fit a no makeup type of vibe, or you can really build it up and it covers up my problem areas phenomenally and it just looks like really nice healthy skin. And I do think if you love the Glossier Stretch Concealer, you'll like the foundation as well. The other one I can't recommend enough is the Hourglass Veil Skin Tint. This is more of like a foundation and a tinted moisturizer. It's got a lot more buildable coverage than like your typical skin tint has. And if you are familiar with the Hourglass Veil Setting Mist, how that just kind of makes your makeup look perfectly marinated, like it's been, you know, just freshly applied. It's really a special setting spray from Hourglass. The Veil Skin Tint always looks like that. I think this always stays looking freshly applied, so like the skin is always looking really nice and juicy and bouncy. Definitely not gonna get quite as much coverage as you would from the Glossier one, but if you do like something that feels genuinely lightweight, I think this is a fabulous skin tint, and it's, again, just like not as fluid as the other one, so it feels like more of a substantial coverage product in my opinion. So I love the Hourglass Skin Tint. I have 2 concealers to recommend this year, and I feel like this has become like a borderline addiction. Like every time I wear this, I become more obsessed with it. I actually started wearing the Kosas concealer pretty much every single day, and a lot of times I'll wear it kind of as like a foundation product as well. So I use 4N for brightening the under eyes, I use 6O for concealing, and then I use 68W for like the perimeter of my face to kind of give that a little bit of coverage. But this is radiant, it's beautiful. It has such a gorgeous creamy set down. The coverage is anywhere from like barely there all the way to like full glam. And I feel like for a concealer to be this radiant, to be able to kind of get that full flawless look is pretty exceptional, because it stays looking really nice and dewy without being matte. So I think it's just like a magical concealer. I love the Revealer foundation. It's great, but the concealer is literally perfect. Like truly a perfect concealer in my opinion. And then the other one that I also really like is the Skin Curing Concealer from Givenchy. So this one has a really nice kind of like big doe foot applicator, and I wear the shade specifically W310. It matches my skin perfect. Like it blends away into my skin to the point where it doesn't even look like I have anything on. I don't know how this shade specifically is such a good shade match, but it hides my hyperpigmentation, it hides redness, any type of active breakout that I have as well. And this again, I kind of wear as a foundation. So I don't like completely, you know, mask my face with it, but I wear it like all over. And I definitely want to get a brightening shade of this because I want something a little bit brighter for the under eyes. But it's truly incredible how undetectable the Givenchy concealer blends out. Like this is such a beautiful, lovely product. And this has more of a satin set down. So definitely not nearly as radiant as the Kosas one. So if you're looking for something that's a little bit more of a natural skin finish, I would recommend the Givenchy one. So I'm obsessing over 2 blushes right now. If you haven't tried the Westman Atelier Baby Cheeks, they are so worth it. This one in the shade Chouchette is literally perfect and so ideal for every day. It has this amazing like creamy intense formula, but it blends out so easily, and Chouchette is like kind of like a rosy pink, but it just blends out on my face to look like a really nice soft nude. And then I love the Pat McGrath Flirtatious blush. It, again, like she doesn't look special in the pan, you know, boring, but on the cheeks, it is the best natural, barely there flush. It looks like it would be too light on my skin tone, but it is there's Flirtatious right there, but it is a gorgeous, barely there type of nude. Not completely beige to the point where it's like, you know, gonna wash you out, or if you're a little bit pickier with blushes, you know me, I love a nude and like beige blush, but these will still give you that little pinch of pink on the cheeks, so the cheeks look really nice and bright without being obnoxious. So I don't think you can go wrong with either of these. The Westman Atelier ones are fabulous, really great formulation, and then with the Pat McGrath, it just looks like literally airbrushed on your skin. I can't recommend either of these enough. The Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer, I have it in medium dark. I think this is my 2nd or 3rd one of these. I will be repurchasing this for the sale. It makes my skin look so creamy and so luminous, and I love how it's like a sheer tint bronzer. I wear this almost every single day. Now this does have a really luminous finish, so if you're still kind of looking for that sheer bronzer type of vibe, I would recommend the Merit Stick Bronzer. This one's in the shade Leo. I also have Cien, but I feel like Leo is a little bit better of a shade match for me, so there's Leo. And they blend out so seamlessly, really nice and sheer. And these are both like really great sheer bronzers. Because those are creams, if I really want my makeup to last all day, this is like my ideal bronzer setter. It's the Sephora Micro Smooth in Toffee. This doesn't add extra coverage or like extra opacity to the base. It just sets the bronzer with the same type of tone. So it's not like gonna give you a gray cast or a white cast like a lot of other, you know, even a translucent setting powder. Sometimes you can kind of see it on top of a bronzer. So I feel like this is literally just perfection. and it has a really nice radiant finish and just that gorgeous baked luminous finish. Okay, another Westman Atelier product, but I'm literally obsessed with this. This is the Face Trace Contour Stick in the shade Truffle. I will actually say that I think that this is the best cream contour. It is so good at like blending out into your skin to where it looks like a natural contour and it's like not too heavy. It's so emollient. It just looks airbrushed on the skin. It's so easy to use too. I feel like cream contours are always so tricky, especially when they're in this like stick and you're supposed to stripe it onto your skin. I would normally be a little bit too afraid to do that because a lot of times it results in patchiness, but this product is just so perfectly formulated. And the shade Truffle, again, it's gonna give your, well, my skin, or if you have a skin tone similar to mine, it's gonna give you some definition without like washing you out or looking too shadowy on the skin. I feel like when you have a warm skin tone, it is so hard to find good contours. So this is just like a really nice kind of like neutral, but still has some warmth to it and still is able to give the skin some definition and chisel. And I'm like, I just kind of tried this on a whim and I cannot stop using it. Like I actually, like I said, I'm just like, I don't know. I'm so genuinely impressed with Westman Atelier. It's a little bit funny. Okay, let's talk eyebrows really quick. I have two. You know this. You all have seen me rave about this for so long now. Just the standard Kosas Airbrow. I did bleach my eyebrows. It's probably a little bit harder to tell in this lighting, but I now use the shade Soft Brown and I love this. It's going to fill in your brows, make them fluffier, more volumized. They just look so much better. And it's such an easy way to fill in your brows when you use this, because I feel like ever since I've started using Airbrow, I don't even use like pencil or powder, maybe once a month. I like the ease and quickness of being able to do my brows with this. And then I also really like this one from Refi. This is the Refi Soft Brown Brow Tint. And look at the applicator on this. Isn't that crazy? It reminds me of the Givenchy mascara that used to come with like this type of applicator wand, but this is a tinted brow gel. It's got a super soft tint to it. I feel like it gives you a little bit more of a natural effect in comparison to the Kosas Airbrow. Not that this is by any means dramatic, but this is definitely a lot more of a soft look. This one is honestly kind of hard to take off. As far as shadows go, I do have a few recommendations. So I do want to say I have not been able to put these down. The Merit Solo Shadows. I have 4 now, but my 2 favorite shades are Studio and Vachetta. Vachetta is the one that I'm wearing on my eyelids today. Studio is a little bit lighter with kind of a soft pinky tone. These have an amazing cream to powder formula. They stay put on the eyes. I've seen people saying that they're not oily eyelid friendly, and for that I would suggest priming beforehand, although you technically shouldn't have to because they are, you know, formulated to be long wearing. But if you do have an oily eyelid and you want to give them a try, I would suggest like trying a little bit of the Urban Decay underneath and seeing if that helps. But as someone with like a dry skin type and a dry eyelid, they last all day for me. And in fact, I actually really like using these as eyeshadow bases and putting other things on top of them as well. But I think they are fabulous. For the sale, I definitely want to get some of the fun colors because I have all the neutrals except Brun. So I have Vachetta, Studio, Mid-Century, and the other lighter one. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but love these. High recommendation from me. And you know me, I'm just like a gigantic Merit lover in general. I also do want to say I recommend the Mario Ethereal Eyes palette that's come out of commission, the limited edition vault. So that's what I'm actually going to be purchasing because the one I currently own is very broken. However, we have 2 new palettes that I've actually been consistently using and really love. So I do want to share the Patrick Ta Major Dimension 3. This is a stunning palette with all mattes. Top row are your warm tones, bottom row are your cool tones, and under this acrylic flap, you have creams that you can use as eyeshadow bases or eyeliners. It is phenomenal. The formula of these shadows, they're so buttery and so intense, but I know you'd normally be like afraid of mattes. These are so easy to work with. It's such a wonderful, like beautiful quality eyeshadow palette. And if you tend to, you know, lean into these types of shades, I think this is such a great one. Now, another one that's a little bit more unique is the Danessa Myricks Groundwork palette. This one, again, I've been playing around with quite a bit. So if you can see on these big pans right here, that's a cream kind of like taffy formula of the color. And then the smaller pan is actually the powder product. So let me show you really quick. Larger pan right here, this is the shade Core. which is actually my favorite shade in the palette. So that formula is literally like, you can, isn't that crazy? And then you also have just like a powder of it. So the Danessa Myricks Groundwork palette too, the other thing that's really unique about this is this palette was formulated to be used on face, eyes, lips, whatever you want. Definitely still trying to find my groove with it, but like really enjoying it. I'm like, this is fun to me, like trying to use these different formulas and like see how these shades work. I think it's so fun. Danessa Myricks, I love the brand in general, and I think she's amazing, and I really love buying her products. As far as mascara goes, I feel like I've kind of made like brown mascara like a new obsession of my own. And you know I recommend this to you every year. It's the Dior Show Mascara. Well, I have been loving Catwalk Brown. It is a stunning, like fudgy, amazing, gorgeous chocolate brown mascara. It makes brown eyes look even more brown. It pulls out the honey tones in your eyes. It makes your eyes look so insanely like captivating in the sunlight. Like a brown eye with brown mascara in the sunlight, it's incredible. Like it makes your brown eyes feel and look a little bit more special. And I do want to say, I feel like the Tower 28 Make Waves mascara, this lives up to the hype. This is such an amazing mascara. It's got a really unique brush that normally would turn me off, but it's amazing for the formula of the mascara. This mascara is not waterproof, but it holds a curl in my Asian eyelashes. My eyelashes grow out straight like darts. They're like nothing to write home about, but because of that, I have to wear waterproof mascara like 99% of the time. It's so hard to find mascaras that actually hold a curl in Asian eyelashes, and this does. And then let's just end with an absurd amount of lip favorites. So I do want to recommend any of the Dior Lip Maximizers. I'm addicted to these. I can't stop buying them. My current favorite shade right now is the shade 16. It literally looks like a glazed donut on your lips. So there's the shade 16. Like, does that not look like a glazed donut? It's stunning. This Say Glossy Bounces. I love these. I love the shade Dip. It's the one I'm wearing on my lips right now. Dip is like this stunning kind of like pinky nude, so shiny. And I also want to say that the Say the Glossy Bounces, they have a really unique feeling on your lips. They feel really like thick and bouncy, not in a sticky way, but they do have like an incredible sensation on the lips. Like they just feel really nice and moisturizing. And then you kind of know I'm gonna recommend these. So the Givenchy Rose Perfecto Liquid Balm in Milky Nude, my favorite. There is the Givenchy one. And then I think if you're willing to kind of take the plunge, the Gucci Glow and Care lipsticks are absolutely phenomenal. So I have this one in the shade Sally Soft Honey, kind of like a lighter apricot pink undertone. And then my personal favorite of all time is Lynette Stone from Gucci. It is stunning. So there's Lynette Stone right there. This one's also kind of like new and exciting. It's the Gwen Stefani brand, and it's the Spark the Fire Plumping Lip Balm. I have it in the shade LOL. This is stunning. I'm obsessed with it. It's definitely not for everybody. If you like a bold lip, I just don't. I feel like this shade LOL, it's right there, super sheer, just kind of gives a little kiss of color. I feel like this makes your lips look sexy. There's like not really another way of putting it. It just plumps up your lips. It doesn't look like you're wearing lipstick, but it's just it just makes your lips look so good. Like your lips look juicy without looking glossy. Okay, so that's everything I wanted to recommend this year for the Sephora savings event. I'm gonna list and link everything, as well as have specific shades to these products in the description box. If you have any questions about any of these products, you can leave it down below and I'll help you to the best of my ability based on my experience with all of these things. Let me know what you've gotten from the sale so far, because I'm gonna go shop the sale pretty soon, and I'm very excited to know what you have purchased so far. And thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in my next one. Bye everyone.